Okay, this morning it's a little cold. Trying to warm the truck up. If you can see this, but the actual temperature is minus 12. And let's see. And it says it feels like minus 12. Now it warmed up to minus 9 here. But it's Wednesday, January 14th. Minus 12. Lovely. Oh well. On the roof this morning. To make the connections over here. And I have to connect the compressor, change the compressor, get that connected, and that's pretty much what I wanted to get done this morning. You can see the green dot. It's supposed to be a green dot, and it's very yellow. That's indicative of moisture in the system. So I'm going to change the dryer filter on it, pull a very long vacuum on it, but I got the lines up through the roof the other day and I had to connect them. Got my rubber mat. It's a really good mat. Got it at Sears. I had it all rolled up this morning. It was very hard to unroll it. It's kind of like trying to unroll a magnolia leaf. But it's good. It's insulated a little bit. Right now it's really dense and hard. But it's better. The cases run up to here, and I just ran up and through the roof into the condensing unit. And then I have the electrical wirings coming up from downstairs. I had to put a disconnect switch over here. Do the job properly, but that's what I'm working on today. Feels cold, doesn't want to work. Hey, where's the global warming? Fabricate this pipe up in the shop. I made it this much too long, so I have to cut it over here and swedge it. Just move it, shorten this piece up a little. Not a big thing. No. The tool doesn't want to cooperate here. Okay, that's best reaming tool. Switch. Clean this fitting off. Okay. Got this is the nitrogen tank here. Hook it up. I want to displace the air out of the lines as much as possible. Windy, I'd have to get a bigger tip on here. Sometimes when it's windy and cold, it just cools the pipe off too much, but the braze rod has a hard time flowing. You can see I patched a couple pieces together. Heating up behind back here so that it draws the braze into the joint. That's the flame off and just add a little collar to it. And that's nice. The nitrogen hose out of the way. So I like to back the heat off at the end and build a little collar on top, because if there's a leak, it's going to be on the top just because of the braze flows down. But that should take care of it. Okay, we're piped in now from downstairs to here. I just have to pipe in over here now. flame. I'm not careful, I'll hit the fan motor. Too easy to focus here and not back here. I'm shooting up. Since I got everything up here. Let's see. This comes with an 8 cubic inch dryer filter, and it's a 2.5 ton system. It's only a little 8. I like to use at least a 16 cubic inch at least on systems like this, but I don't know, the manufacturers always know best, right? Frankly, I think they're just trying to save money. Now, I'm putting a flare dryer filter in here. I know a lot of guys like to sweat dryer filters, to braze them in, and that's fine. But I personally like to have the opportunity to change the filter without too much, I don't have to drag a torch up on it next time. And I like to change dryer filters. It gets acid out of the system, it gets waxes out of the system. And once they're brazed in, it can be there for 15 years. I just did one not too long ago. It was 13 years old and it had never been changed. And it's kind of common on a brazed thing. They used to use suction line filters that became popular for a little while in the 70s especially. But that faded out, and you can still find systems out there with the old suction filters still on there, but they're all rusty by now because they're steel bodies and you got condensation on the lines. Okay, that should stay up there. Let's put a braze on that. It's so cold out today, this will probably cool up very quickly. What would be nice is a attachment on a drill to make a flare. That's something Yellow Jacket should come up with. Okay, I got the copper flares installed. Now I'm going to put the dryer in. I also use these cardboard boxes to put the garbage in, so it's not, you don't end up with a mess all over the place. When you're working on a job, it's easy to leave the garbage all around and just leave, hope it blows away. But then the customer comes up and sees it, and it's just not a nice thing for him to have to deal with. He's got to pick it all up. And here he's paying you all this money to do a nice job. It's always good to make that extra effort and clean up your spot when you're done with it, because it reflects on you. It reflects on the type of work you do. It's important to get the customer's respect. It's one of the reasons I wear a uniform to work, and not in the summertime. I don't wear shorts or t-shirts. it's the customer's paying for that serviceman, and it makes you look the part. I mean, you are the part. You just you need to look it. If you come up showing like one of the Beastie Boys or whatever, it takes away from the customer's confidence in you. An important thing when you go to a job for the first time, especially, is the customer, he's really eyeballing you to see if you know what you're doing. So it's important to talk intelligently and even get a little technical. And once you do, the customer automatically says, oh, okay, he knows what he's doing. Now here's the important thing. The receiver tank, the liquid's leaving the receiver tank, going to the expansion valve. The dryer filter, you have to put the arrow in the direction of the refrigerant flow. So let's put this on. It's important not to cross thread it. And if you find it's not going right, it just doesn't feel right, take it apart and do it, you know, rethread it. Sometimes it can be a pain in the neck to get them threaded right, but you just got to do it right. And I noticed I didn't tighten that one all the way up yet because I wanted to be able to wiggle it to get the flare started. And you see that there's the flare, and I put this right into it, try to get it as straight as possible. And I usually wiggle it back and forth till I get the thread caught. That seems to help a bit. Okay, nice and tight. You don't want to over tighten it because it'll break the copper flare. And straighten it out a little bit. Okay. Okay, now in the future, if I want to change the dryer filter, it's a piece of cake. I don't have to bring the torch up on the roof and anything else. I just have to pump the system down. Here I can close it off here, and after it, take it apart and just put another flare dryer on there. Just put leak lock on it and Teflon tape, and you can see how yellow the sight glass is. When it's yellow, it's wet, and when it's green, it's dry. Well, it was exposed to the air, the moisture in the air, and the humidity level's got to be really low today too. So I'm a little concerned about that. I might have to put a little extra nitrogen in it and pull an extra vacuum on it. But I foamed the box and the foam spread out over there. And I'm not gonna, I have to put tar on. I have to cut that flush and put tar on. I'm gonna wait until it's a warmer day to do that. And you know, I can do that in the springtime if I have to. And these refrigeration lines are run from downstairs up to here. And the compressor, I got the lines installed here. The hot gas discharge coming off the compressor, the suction line going into the compressor, and a service port. Got the heater tape, the band on it, and that's important. What this heat tape does, this heater, it keeps the oil warm, and it doesn't allow liquid refrigerant to condense and sit in the bottom of the compressor. If this filled up with liquid refrigerant, it would mix with the oil, and then the oil wouldn't have the right viscosity. When it started up, you'd seize up your compressor. It's like putting kerosene in your in the oil sump in your car engine. You'll bind up your engine. But tomorrow we can you know, pull a vacuum on it, and I'll start it up then. I have to do some wiring, put the electrical box on it. And I connected the wires here. It's 3-phase, so it doesn't matter. If you look at the tag here, it says the voltage is 200 to 240, 230, 200, but it's 3-phase right there. And that's good. Okay, well, tomorrow.